CeCe Winans is a gospel legend. From inspiring young and old alike with her faithful lyrics and compelling performances to running her own record label and community organizations, CeCe Winans continues to enrich and empower men and women everywhere. More than just a singer, CeCe Winans is also a wife, mother, entrepreneur, and activist.
CeCe is a woman of integrity.
She's just a beautiful spirit.
Lord help me, a wonderful woman.
We all came out singing, and so it was something that was effortless for us. Wanting to sing, I don't know when that happened. I think that happened later on in life, because actually as a child they made me sing, and I would cry through my my solo because I was much happier being in the background singing.
We used to take bets among ourselves that she wasn't going to get past the word quench before she started crying. And we would sit there saying, here she goes. She was around 4 or 5, and she would say, fill my cup, Lord, I lift it up, Lord, come and quench. And we're like, there she goes.
I think I started liking it and wanting to do it probably in my early teenage years, maybe about 15, 16. I started doing a few professional things here and there and realized it was becoming a love of mine.
She did her first professional session with Andre as a background singer.
Andre Crouch had that contemporary thing that caused us to not even want to listen to secular mainstream music because Andre had the package. Really, really something that young people could get into. And so he was and still is our hero.
One of my first jobs was singing background for Andre Crouch on a CD. So that was very exciting for me. Then when I was about 16, I wasn't 17 yet. I had just got out of school. I graduated from school early and got a call from PTL. It's called the Praise the Lord Club from Charlotte, North Carolina, Jim and Tammy Baker, for those who remember them. And they needed two more people to add to their group. And so BB and I, my older brother, they called and asked us to come and audition, and my parents said we could do it. And we both got picked. And so we were part of the PTL group.
Because BB had to be there with her. And so that was the first challenge. They shared an apartment and having to do what BB said, away from daddy and mama.
Something happened when we were presented a song called Up Where We Belong. And Jim Baker, Howard McCleary had me and CeCe sing the lead as a duet. And that was the beginning of BB and CeCe.
Singing with BB is my favorite place to sing. I love singing next to him.
Singing with family is easy. And that's not just knowing their vocal ability, which I know CeCe's vocal ability and CeCe knows mine, but also knowing the person's heart.
It was family ministry like they've always known, from their mom, dad to their brothers. That's all they've ever known. So it was never a group to them. It was life, it was breathing, it was just like falling off a log.
When we signed to do the duo deal, we signed at the same time to do solo projects. We just did all of our duet projects first. And so in '95, I did my first solo project, Alone in His Presence. And I was really alone. And I was in the studio and I remember thinking, wait a minute, I don't hear BB's voice. And I was like, this is weird. Then I really got nervous. I said, wow, the world has never heard me without him. They might pick up the record and say, this is awful. And so it was scary. It was scary, but God proved to be God again, We get comfortable sometime in one setting, and the Lord will push you out to do something else.
I remember Saturdays helping Mama in the kitchen. Conversation, frying, baking, and passing down her wisdom. She said, baby girl, you're a queen, and this is how you should be treated. Words she washed with tears and planted in my soul.
I don't think there's anything that has surprised me with her success as a solo artist, because we both have always expected God to do and give the increase.
And you can tell from her sales that they have received her as a solo artist, but at the same time, those same people that love her also love BB and CeCe too.
There is a BB and CeCe Winans quick reunion. This is a quick coming together saying we appreciate you. We had a wonderful time, and we want to present you with our last offerings.
Faith is the foundation of my life. It's the foundation of my lifestyle. It began for me at a very early age. I learned and was taught about faith from my parents. So my heritage is all about faith. It has guided me through the rough times. It has kept me through the tough times. And I stand strong on that faith today. We were accused of not really being gospel singers and not really being believers. So that hurt our feelings a lot. You know, as young kids going in trying to give your talent and do what you know is good and what you love, and also offering up to the Lord, and then being accused of something different, you know. But again, that builds character, because when people get to know you, they learn to trust you.
Even though the people there were being ministered to, just that whole environment might have been a little unsettling for her. But she knew she was on assignment, so she was able to pull it off.
We definitely faced obstacles of racism. But you know, you handle it like everything else, you keep going. And the God that called me is bigger than racism.
Prejudice existed even in the Christian arena, and so they had to overcome that.
Being in the presence of the Lord and being in the center of God's will is the best place you can ever be. Because when you really find true love, you don't waste all your life looking for love in all the wrong places.
Because of her desire to make sure that people are always getting the best that God has in her, she has become one of the best vocalists, I think, out there.
There's a unique quality to me in her voice that's different. And so I feel safe to open my spirit up to receive the words that may come forth.
There is no sound that's like hers. And her sound is so distinctive that as soon as you hear her, you never think twice, you know it's CeCe.
He sees, he's there, and he'll carry you. He's concerned about you.
Childhood, Detroit, Michigan. A huge family, 7 older brothers, 2 younger sisters, 2 wonderful parents who believe in raising us in the church. So we were always in church growing up, always singing, a lot of noise going on, but a good childhood. All of us have nicknames. BB for Benjamin, CeCe, my name's Priscilla. I don't know how they really got that out of that, but they did. And it just stuck with us. It was something that we never meant to get out.
I think my parents, in our development, played a very important part. We really couldn't afford a piano, but my father sacrificed and bought a piano. And we learned how to play. We learned how to write songs. CeCe at a young age learned how to present a song. And so when you watch her now, especially if I watch her, I can laugh because I know that arm, my brother taught her to, do that. I taught her to do this, and she, learned how to do this and that, and can stand there and really present a song in a very beautiful way.
My parents had 7 boys straight. 10 years of trying, 7 boys later, they have a girl. And so life changed for us totally when CeCe arrived.
CeCe really had special treatment in a lot of ways because she was the first girl.
Growing up with 7 brothers was like having 8 fathers, so the older part of the family would always tell the second half of the family what to do, but we made it.
Ronald, who passed about 3 years ago now, he was He was the say in a lot of situations.
Ronald kind of like really kind of nurtured her. You know, he was all of them were big brothers, but Ronald was more protective of CeCe.
My second eldest brother, who's gone now, Ronald, even though he was a big guy, you know, he was always my friend. He was always look out for me, you know, and being the only girl for a little while, you know, I had dolls with all these boys in the house. So he would take out time and play with me with my dolls, and we would do the hair together. And I'll never forget that. You know, that's a happy memory for me. A big brother taking out time to play with his baby sister. I met my husband in a very unromantic place, in a bowling alley. And again, when I saw him, I said, he's really cute.
BB and CeCe had came to Detroit for spring break, I believe it was. So we all just got together and just went bowling, and that's how I met him the first time.
We're best friends, and we knew that if we were going to have a relationship, then you have to spend time. You have to work on that relationship. You can't be away from each other for forever and think you're going to come back and just pick up where you left off. It doesn't work like that. Relationship is work, and what you put into it, you get out of it. So if you keep your priorities straight and you continue to assess where you are and you know, keep the balancing thing going, it works. Sometimes it gets tough, but it'll work. The secret is having, first of all, God in your life. He's the center of our marriage. You know, I tell people a lot of times when Alvin is not acting right and I go to God to pray on him, God always shows me CeCe. You know, and I'm like, Lord, surely it's not my fault this time.
I would credit CeCe as a wife, as a person who has really helped me to mature as a man and as a husband. You know, I got married to CeCe when I was like in my 30s. And I had lived 32 years before knowing her. And my life would have probably been totally different if I had met her. I would like to say I would like to have known her sooner than what I did.
I have a lot of fun with my kids, and now they're grown, they're young adults. My son is 22 now, my daughter's 20, so they really think they're grown, you know. But I've enjoyed every stage of motherhood. I'm called to be a wife and a mother first. That's the most important thing to me, is my family. And because I never felt like God called me to win the world and lose my family. And so you have to really set those rules in place when you get started.
Her first big tour she went on, the kids were like really young, like 6, 8, and she actually went out and got a girl who homeschooled them. So we took them on the road with us because she understood that it was either having the kids with me or not doing the tour.
She always encouraged me and my sister both to do whatever it is that we felt we were called to do and whatever we wanted to do, whatever made us happy. Music happened to be something that I loved since I was a little kid.
Having my son produce was very funny. You know, I got in the studio and he pushed the button and was like, Mom, you have to do this. I said, wait a minute, I actually have to listen to you? So I had to submit to my son as he gave me instructions.
To play that role with my mom, to be a producer and to be on the other side of the booth, kind of telling her to do it again or to say that wasn't good. Like, I've seen other producers do it, but it was a weird dynamic with me being her son. But at the same time, she was listening to me and to take my advice and to trust me on something as big as her record was really cool.
She is a very proud mom and really supports him in his endeavors in the music industry.
My daughter is a leader. I love Ashley. I love Ashley. She's always had a mind of her own, which can run into problems as you're raising her. But I never had to worry about Ashley following the crowd, doing the wrong thing.
And I feel comfortable going to her with problems or, you know, anything. She's very open and she's always been easy to talk to and easy to get along with, so we get along great.
CeCe really wanted to be home and be a mother and a wife, and music and tours and concerts was in her way. But that's just like any other working mother, you know, that really, really loved being a mom. And so that was sacrifices that she really sacrificed in doing what we did.
I just recognize her calling in life and what it takes for her and what she has to do.
Pure Springs Gospel was a label that CeCe started back in 1999.
My record company, I created because I thought it was a need to further gospel music and to grow gospel music. I know a lot of great artists out there who need help.
She made sure that she gave the artist everything that the artist would need to succeed.
The record company today is doing great. We've done 4 releases on her that have all done very well.
Thy Kingdom Come, my latest project. I'm so excited about this CD. I think it's one of my best efforts yet. It's about building people's faith and encouraging them to understand that God is still in control. No matter what things look like, He's still in control. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning, you know? And this CD is really about kingdom-minded, kingdom thinking, the royalty that we are. And when you know who you are and whose you are, then you can rest in that. You can have confidence and know that there's hope for tomorrow. I was probably about 17 years old when I did my first recording. I started getting letters. And then you realize that music is really powerful. You understand the responsibility that comes along with the platform. Those letters kept going as the years kept going. And the older I got, I continued to get letters from young people. And so I knew way back that I wanted to create some type of platform or create some type of space that I could answer a lot of the questions that I received over the years.
Her Sisters Conference, which has been going on, I think, for maybe 3 years now. Next year, Oprah Winfrey's going to come. And it's something that, you know, we applaud her as well.
I'm just so proud, really, when I stepped into that arena and saw all of those young girls from across the country. I said, wow, my sister has found where she needs to be.
I just want y'all to know that I really love y'all. And I don't want any of my babies to leave here hurt or feeling sad. I really love you. You love me? Okay. All right.
Sharing the Vision was a nonprofit or is a nonprofit organization that was started by CeCe, again, for some of the same things. In everything that she's done, she always wants to make sure that she's in a position to give something besides just her music.
She definitely has a heart for young women, and I think just in this day and age, you see what's going on in the world, and I think she just has something to share.
As adults, we have the responsibility to speak up for those who can't speak up for themselves. I think when young people look at older people, they should see a roadmap. They should see an example of how to be successful. And you have to understand what real success is, and that is having peace and joy and happiness. That's true success. And I possess that because I found the answer a long time ago. Again, it goes back to my faith.
She really is what you see. She really is what you hear. That's CeCe.
I think that she is one of the most trusted and admired artists in gospel music.
CeCe has been one of the greatest ambassadors to the music.
We need the model that she has made herself to be for others. She is a great example in how she lives, what she believes, the integrity, how she would go the extra mile.
Being a Grammy Award winner and Stellar, Dove, NAACP, I think all of that takes a backseat to her relationship with God and her relationship to her husband and her children. And I say that with every confidence.
I would like to see her and hear her solo in a film. I would like to see her acting. I think she's going to do some of that. Take her out of her comfort zone.
I guess the sky's the limit when, you know, you're CeCe Winans.
To really be a teacher in all things, music, life, and that's kind of where she's headed right now.
I know that no matter what comes, I'm going to stand. No matter how hard the wind is going to blow, I'm going to make it. I know that I can smile through the pain. I can laugh through the tears because everything really will be okay. And that's success to me. That's happiness. And that's what I want to be able to share with younger people. That's what I want them to be able to see when they see me, when they hear me, when they come into my presence. Because that's living, that's life.
Holy Father God, we welcome you within this place. Holy Father God, we welcome you within this place.